Hi everyone and welcome back. Some of you may have caught my previous video where I tested different types of products, including toothpaste, would you believe, to see what gave the best results when polishing Bakelite. And the results were actually quite surprising. Now I used this old 1950s Murphy U198H for demonstration, but as you can see it's actually looking quite sorry for itself. I used this for testing different sort of parts of the top of that just for the different products. Yep, it's looking just a little bit tired. So I thought, you know what, it needs a little bit of TLC. So what I'm going to do is just give it a brief cleanup and a polish just to make it a little bit more presentable. So I need to get the muck off first. As you can see there, I've got quite a bit of dirt. So I'm just going to use some simple foam cleaner like so. Just give it a spray. Now, I've always found that the best way to get into these little grooves is with an old toothbrush. And yes, this is old, but it just does the job. So let's give it a little bit of a whirl just to get some of that initial dirt off. It's mainly on the front and around the bezels. Let's just give it a little bit of a wipe down. Old t-shirts cut up are just perfect for this. Just get in there. And this has been stuck in my garage for years. And it actually does need restoring, but you know what? Just going to make it look as if somebody actually owns it. So, get that off. That glass is loose as well, so that's another job that needs to be done. Maybe I can make a video of that one day. Looking a little bit cleaner. What I want to do is these knobs. So again, a little bit of foam cleaner. I find that this is usually the gentlest because you don't want something that's too aggressive and find out you're actually taking the colour of the Bakelite out. Just get some of the worst of the muck out of those knobs. I'm not going to go too mad. Just give it just that little bit of a lift. Go around that bezel again. There we go. You can tell the muck, look. She's a dirty girl. Okay. Yep. Definitely needed a clean. Let's just see if we can dry it off a little bit. Still got some muck on there, look. We need something a bit more aggressive on that, but the paste actually might take some of that off as well. So we'll see. And as always, got the ubiquitous paint that radios always seem to get. So what I've done, we've invested in a new tube of polishing paste. This is polishing paste number 5. So let's give it a whirl. Put some on a rag. There we go. See if this will take some of these paint spots off. If not, then it isn't. I'll have to try something a little bit more aggressive, but let's just see how we get on for now. Yep. That's years of probably nicotine back in the 50s when everybody used to smoke like a chimney. I hope this is in shot because I can't actually see my camera very well. I was going to take some of that paint spot off. Maybe it just needed just to rest on it just that little bit. Yeah, they're coming off. Okay. Oh, he says knocking the camera, not doing a very good job today. Let's give it a little bit of a buff just to see what we've got to play with. Improving a little bit. Let's do the front. That's what we're actually the main part. Hope you can see that all right. Still a little bit wet. Let's just get some of that foam cleaner off. Also, it makes it harder to polish. There we go. That's got some of it. Okay, like so. Let's get a clean part of the rag. Put some more polish on. And let's see how we get on. Oh, it's not going to be perfect, but I just wanted to just get a bit of a general clean up, to be honest. The paste is going to get stuck in those grooves. Actually quite compact for a valve radio. I think this was seen as more of like a second set, so perhaps you'd use either in the bedroom or maybe in the kitchen. Okay. So again, let's see if we can try with just that. Find old yellow dusters, probably the best at buffing. That or a microfiber cloth. Just have a little bit of patience with this. Yep, that glass is very loose, but not to worry. That's the dial pointer works, that's a good. I'm trying to do this so you can actually see it, but I can't grip it very well. This might take 2 or 3 goes, but I'm just going to do it just so we just make it just that little bit more presentable. Let's try a microfiber cloth. Sometimes that has a little bit more of a grip. Get those corners. I should let that dry a little bit longer, but not to worry. It's a little bit better. Let's have a go at one of those sides. I'm going to pop that down just a second. Get a piece of rag. Like so. Let's just put some more on. Turn it around, that might be a little easier. You can feel that crud as I'm applying this polish. This hasn't seen a clean for many a year. And got the ubiquitous paint there. I think people used to just put the radio on when they were decorating and just splashed it with paint and never ever actually cleaned it up. I don't want to get overzealous on it. I mean, the temptation here is to get like a blunt screwdriver and just flick it off, but the danger is then is of course you mark your Bakelite, which I don't particularly want to do. That's the second time I've knocked that camera, I do apologise. Let's try a little bit more. See if we can get some of that off. I just let it just sit a moment on those. Spots of paint, those. If I don't get them all off, I'm not going to be too worried. I'm just making it just that little bit presentable. I'm not going to get it all off, but that's okay. That's improved it a little bit. And now we have got a little flecks on it. Not to worry. Should we try the other side? That's not so bad actually. A little bit more polish. Oops, there we go. I mean, this probably needs 2 or 3 goes, to be honest, but you get the general idea. Let's see what that's like. That's always not too bad, actually. It's a brown bakelite, but it's almost got a little bit of red in it. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's see if we can get some of those little blemishes just by that dial. It says knocking it. Yeah, that's lifting them. I want to get your fingers in there sometimes. I hope you can see this. As I say, I can't really see my camera, so I am hoping I'm in shot. Okay, it's got some of it. I think we get the general idea. Let's get that out those grooves. Bakelite sites have always got this smell about them. I spoke to people about this who remember the 1950s, and they say it's a smell that's evocative of the 1950s. It's a strange thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just do that top one more time. And would you believe that is the 3rd time I've knocked my camera? I'm trying to get it high enough so you can actually see, but in doing so, I am knocking it with my head. Not very professional. Definitely an improvement. And there you go. Not perfect, not by a long means, but nonetheless, it's made it a little bit more presentable. And there we go. Thanks for watching.